Greetings, Goddess Body, Mind, Spirit community. This is Tyra Omilade, your Goddess Guru, your sister friend. And you know I love helping women align with their life purpose using the power of ancient wisdom and the goddess-centered lifestyle. Welcome to our Wednesday morning Inspired Goddess Morning Circle, where we come in for a nice big dose of inspiration from ancient wisdom and all the love and community of the G Hive Sisterhood. Welcome, sisters. Let's do this. Hey. Hi, goddesses. How are you doing? I hope everyone is well. Welcome to all of the G Hive, all of the sisters. And I'm just so happy to be here. Again, I'm Tyra Omilade. I'm a spiritual guide and coach. And I just love helping women align with their life purpose using the power of ancient wisdom and the goddess centered lifestyle. And so happy to have everyone here in our midweek Inspired Goddess Circle. Always just so happy to be here. I don't even remember how long I've been doing this on Wednesday morning, but I'm so grateful. I need to go back and see when I started doing this, but it's been a few years. It's just like, yeah, this is a time where we love to come together. So, hello to all of the hashtag replay sisters. Welcome and greetings to all of the new sisters. I know I have several sisters who are new to the community because, oh, I'll do this one instead because we've had the audio summit going on. Today is the last day to register, but I will share more information about that. And yeah, just hello to everyone who is typically here. Good morning, Azizi. How are you, Queen? Hello, Jess. How are you? Good to see you. Hello, Unique Wisdom Bush. Peace. Good to see you also. Thank y'all for being here this morning. So, yeah, one of the things that we do is we always have a morning beverage. We always have a morning beverage. I know JL Hutch is gonna have something like cinnamon coffee or something. That's how much we start to get to know each other here. We start to know each other's drinks. I'm drinking sparkling water, and I'm drinking out of my manifestation mug. Why am I drinking out of the manifestation Babe Academy mug? It's I got my MBA in manifesting. So MBA, Manifestation Babe Academy. We just have this new moon. How's the new moon been for you all? Oh my goodness. What a lush new moon. Wow. We'll still be in that energy a little bit today, to be honest with you. So we'll talk a little bit about that. So Azizi is I've been having Mercury retrograde. I think is still like a little bit of remnants until we get out of that shadow period. Okay, so Azizi is drinking water and she's going to make her tea. Nice, Azizi. Azizi is one of the old heads. Azizi was here when I started. Hello, JL says yes, got her cinnamon coffee. Yep, we start to know each other's beverages around here. Thank you. I appreciate you. Yeah, I'll just go on ahead and share. There's one more day. Today is the last day to sign up for the Micro Audio Summit. I don't even know. Part of the reason I didn't come on dancing is because I'm worn out. I'm in conservation mode in my energy. It's like I need to sleep a little bit more. But there's the link. If you haven't signed up, you can sign up until I plan on going to bed right around 11 p.m. Eastern time. So, you'll need to sign up before then, and then you won't be able to sign up. But yeah, this has been an amazing summit. This is the first time I've had a micro audio summit, and it has been, I knew it was going to be good, but to experience how good it's been, like, wow, it's been a really good experience. I remember making the recordings with these sisters thinking, wow, that was really good. Like, I chose each one because I know what they focus on. And I was like, yeah, I would like for her to come on and talk about this. And it was kind of like getting them all to match. And without even, we had no idea. Even I didn't make all the connections until I started re listening to them between how all of the speakers were connected in some kind of way. So I first talked to, I'll go over here to Deborah Bamarie. She mentioned Het Haru and how one of the remedies that you could use for her is to dress up. She just said, oh, well, just dress up, put on something nice, beautify yourself. I was like, that's cool. And then the next day or the next time, the next speaker I interviewed was Daisy, who talked about earrings and how earrings is something that helps her to get aligned so that she is more in flow and she can get things done, in a more feminine, easy way, but definitely checking off the boxes of the things that she wants to get done. Um, Anid, Shannon, and Mystic. Today, I was just like, wow, this is amazing because there's this energy talking about the elements, and they all interwove some kind of talk about the elements in there with Mystic, Shannon, and me bringing in this talk around abundance, Beltane, the 5 of Pentacles. I was just like, you can't even try to make things connect like this. If it's like, this is just so much alignment. I just love it. So I've just gotten a lot of good feedback about the summit, and it has been amazing. Yay, Azizi! Glad you registered for today. I love that it's just 6 of us, excuse me, just 6 of us. You can put it on your podcast player if you want. As a matter of fact, I encourage you to do that. Download everything into your podcast player and listen on the go. It's designed for that kind of thing. And look who we have here, Mystic Storm. Mystic Storm is in the house. Hello, Jaimin. Welcome. Good to see you, Queen. Ah, this is my baby brother, Carl. Thank you. I love you, Carl. I'm just so happy to see you here. Oh, that's really, really special to me. Very, very special. So yeah, this is so exciting. Yeah, so there's that. I don't think I have anything else to announce just right yet. But yeah, why don't we go on ahead and actually get started with the astrology? Now, one thing I do want to say is the new moon astrology I put inside of the audio summit. So make sure you sign up for the micro audio summit because I never put that new moon anywhere except for inside of my coaching program, and I put it inside of the new moon circle. Everyone who comes to my new moon circles, they always get that reading. So it's exclusive because the I know people love the full moon, but the new moon is why we get to celebrate at that full moon. Although the full moon is how we start beginning to clear the way for sowing seeds at the new moon. Okay. So be sure to get that reading inside the micro audio summit. The other thing that I love about what I put inside the summit is let's see here. Let me pull up Bitly really quickly. Um, is I put in there a hypnosis track. I created that hypnosis track exclusively or I made it expressly for the summit. And that I've used that one probably 4 or 5 times now, and I was listening to one of my manifestation teachers, and she talked about the importance of clearing off our magnet. Why do we wanna forgive? Why do we want to let go of things that are no longer serving us? Because it clears our manifestation magnet, and it allows us to attract more to us, and that is why I created that particular, Okay, hold on one second. That is why I created that particular audio track. So I'm gonna put this in here. This is the bit.ly. Maybe it'll be easier for y'all to see it because I can't even remember if I put it in the description box. To be honest with y'all, I'll put it there by the time the replay is up. But anywho, definitely get that hypnosis track and use it. Get that hypnosis track and use it. Hola, buenos dias. How are you, Paulette? Oh, it's so good to see you, Queen. Wow. So happy to see you. So let me pull up the astrology. And then y'all let me know how the hypnosis works for you. Okay. So here we are. Here we are. Here we are. It says the new moon is today on May 8th, but the person who makes this lives in Europe. And so the new moon for them was actually on May 8th, but for us it was yesterday. It was late last night, 11, I think like 11:22, 11:21 Eastern time. All right. And it's a pretty easy week. Y'all, we deserve this. We really do. I want to just backtrack really quickly to this Pluto retrograde. This Pluto retrograde got a sister. Y'all remember I told you how strong that energy is. It should be settling down now though. But Pluto retrograde, its energy gets so powerful. What has happened in the past for me is something will go awry with the plumbing in the house. Pluto has to do with plumbing. It also has to do with like destruction, manifestation. And baby, I destroyed my air fryer. No, my pressure cooker. I set it on the stove and I don't know why. I just had planned on getting everything started there and I was going to move it off to the side onto my counter and my subconscious mind was just like, let's cook. Boom, turned it on, baby. That pressure cooker is destroyed. So I was like, okay, I've got to let them know. Pluto is important to me because I'm a Scorpio rising. Wow. So did something weird like that happen for you? Something with the plumbing, something destroyed, something very powerful and transformative maybe could have happened last week. So just wanted to double back because something else that I want to tell y'all is one of the best ways to understand how astrology is working in your life is to go listen to old recordings. That's how I started. When I first started astrology, I would listen to horoscopes that were for 6 months previous, even a year. And I would say, oh, that's how it played out. I can see that now. And then that way, once I started listening to new horoscopes, like what we're doing today, then it's kind of like, okay, I kind of know how to apply it and just make it work for me. Because I want this astrology to work for you all. So today we have Sun sextile Saturn, which is excellent. Like I love Sun sextile Saturn because it brings about this energy of stability and groundedness, but it's kind of like take charge. You can get a lot done with Sun sextile Saturn. Maybe you've kind of felt a little bit off, which a lot of us may feel that way. It's been actually very in some regards it's been rough astrologically. In some regards it's been so much energy that we may not have felt grounded, so this can help you to feel grounded. Yes, Sun sextile Saturn. And it can also help with manifesting because um this is one of the energies in this new moon. It's kind of like most of the new moons are saying, yes, you need to be doing you need to have this energy of, I am visualizing and I am attracting and trusting our intuition, that kind of thing. But it's also about taking action and having a plan. That is the energy in this moon. So this allows us to kind of maybe come up with the plan. Maybe you were like, yeah, I know what I want to do, but I'm not quite sure what the plan is because the time between, because we're still actually in the new moon time. Be sure my sisters, make sure you write down what it is you want to manifest. We always go back to Erica Badu. Write it down and watch ish happen. Okay. So make sure you write it down. But also the crescent moon phase, which happens right after the new moon phase, it is all about maybe coming up with the plan, kind of like, getting yourself kind of like pulled together and kind of mapping out what are we going to do. So this can help you get more clarity around the steps to take, because manifestation is part co-creating with the universe. It is part, calling it in. Do you see what it is that you're calling into you? And then it's part inspired action. And oftentimes there is some structure that is there. Saturn is really asking us to have more structure and to get more things done around our dreams, around our hopes and our wishes, because it's in Pisces. And Pisces is dreams and hopes and wishes. And Saturn is like, okay, that's great. But what step are you going to take? Like, we're not going to just sit here and dream, hope, and wish. We're gonna do something. And we're actually not going to just do it willy-nilly, because Pisces, and I love Pisces, I'm a Pisces. Pisces can be really uh loosey-goosey. Like, yeah, very loosey-goosey. So we all have Pisces in us. There's some area of our lives where we're just too loosey-goosey. We don't have any boundaries. It's messy. Pisces is this energy that can be about around being messy, because Pisces is just floating up in the clouds, dancing with the pixies outside, with the unicorns and communing with the spirits. Pisces is not really caring about what's happening in the physical world. But Saturn is like, no mas. No mas of this messiness. We're going to have to like have some structure. We need a plan. And to a certain degree, Pisces, if you're like me, I'm like, thank you. I don't like being just free floating all the time. I want to think about that area of life where you're like, yes, I really want more structure in that area. I want more, I need a plan. I'm tired of just free floating in this particular area of my life. So that's what Saturn and the sun is bringing to us today, even into tomorrow, is this energy of, um, I am a boss and I can get things done. I know that there may have been some messiness in some kind of way. It could be body, it could be mind, it could be spirit, it could be emotions. I know there's been some messiness. However, I know I have the power, because Saturn is also empowerment. It is operating from your power. The sun is boss. It's like, I have the energy, I have the intelligence. And even if it's just, I will channel the intelligence. I have it within me to get it done. So it's bringing that energy to us right now, where it's like, I can make that decision and that choice to bring more of what I want, more of the structure and all of that. Your life is going to be so much better with the structure. Your dreams, your hopes, your wishes, they will manifest more easily, more effortlessly with this structure, with this organization that Saturn is bringing. And it just makes us kind of feel supported. This is sort of like, maybe somebody is coming in to support you. A lot of us definitely have problems with receiving support. We've been given a message that, you got to pull yourself up by your own bootstraps. Don't ask for any help, because then you're going to look weak. But this is like, somebody's going to come in and offer you some support, or maybe they'll offer you some inspiration, some motivation. And so receive it. Make sure you receive it, because it will definitely help you get on that straight and narrow to manifesting what you desire. So, okay, let me just break just a moment. Good morning, Uma Bean. Good to see you. JL Hutch. I destroyed the closet yesterday trying to hang too many clothes. It came crashing down on me. Oh yeah. I'm organizing my closet, so maybe that's something that the Tauruses are doing right now. Jess. Bean, a business plan that I had for mentoring crashed and burned. Oh, last week. Okay, got you. Got you. Crashed and burned. So I wonder, Bean, what will come from that? Do you already see what it's about? Maybe you comment it later. But you know, it's when I see something like that, it's kind of like for me, let me tell y'all, I'm going back to when I was talking about Pluto retrograde and I destroyed my pressure cooker on accident. I thought, "Wow, how in the world did this happen?" And I was like, "I've been so busy, working on the audio summit." It was like so many pieces to organize and, I kind of had waited to the last minute. So it was like days of me just sitting here. I think I had just kind of like detached from my body and I was just in my mind. I was actually listening to something at that time too. And I thought, you're not being present enough. So it was like a lesson that came out for me. Um, and so it's kind of like the crash and burn, but we rise stronger, like the phoenix rising. So I wonder if there's something like that coming through for you, Uma Bean. Greetings, Keita May, wealth rising. Yes, Jaimin. Yes. Just popping in to say, oh, here's another one of the speakers, Shannon. So we got Mystic, we got Shannon just popping in to say, have a great day. Off for this week. Love and hugs. Enjoy. Happy anniversary, sister. Yes, see you next time. So if you watch this, I just want to show you everybody said happy anniversary to you, Shannon. Thank y'all. Okay, so look at this. We're gonna get a little bit of a break. I freaking love this break so much. So this is Thursday, which will still feel a little bit of this transit here, but it's waning on Thursday. And then it's just kind of like we're just plugging along. So once we start getting into the 10th, yeah, I'll say the 10th, we're now firmly in the waxing part of the moon phase. And the waxing part of the moon phase is like our energy starts kind of building. That actually does match what's happening for us here in the northern hemisphere with the energy rising. We're headed towards the solstice. And so we're feeling our energy rise. We'll feel like we want to take some action. We'll feel like sort of like, woo, I feel energy. I feel good, right? So use that to your advantage. Although it's Taurus, so it's kind of like there's no rush. We're just going to plod along. And this is sort of why it's good to have a plan because it's kind of like I don't have to try to think about anything. I'll just do the next step, right? So I love that. I love that it'll kind of feel like we can catch our breath and just kind of be, although we still have quite a bit that lies ahead of us. So I put a video out. I think it was a very short one, maybe a minute or so, and talking about Mars. Mars is going to be going across that eclipse point this month, and it's going to start around mid. It'll be somewhere around mid May. So I really want you all to um, take advantage of it feeling kind of settled because we're going to feel unsettled as we go into from mid May into the rest of the month. Okay. And so for sure around the 9th, the 10th, and 11th, we're going to be feeling pretty chill. Now, once we get to the 12th, I will say the energy is going to start popping. Okay. Something unexpected is coming. You need to be ready to do something new, do something different. You might have a plan and it might be like, oh, we've got to amend this plan. We've got to do something different on this plan. Okay. Because Sun is going to conjunct Uranus next Monday. And so Uranus is this energy that's unpredictable. So we have to expect something unpredictable. We have to expect something, it could be something goes technologically awry, even though Mercury retrograde is definitely moving on at that point. Um, but it still could feel like, ooh, this feels sort of like a Mercury retrograde time. Let's just say the 12th through the 14th of May. Okay. The 12th through the 14th of May. We're dealing with the sun conjunct Uranus. So, but what I love about the sun conjunct Uranus, number one, whenever we see conjunction, it's always a new beginning. So it could have been something new was started last year. It's finishing up. And so, like, a new phase is going to begin, a new, or something altogether is a new beginning. And it has to do with Taurus things. It has to do with banks or your personal financing, banking, all type of personal finance topics. um, Uranus is this energy of up level. So if you want an up level, Uranus doesn't ask you for permission, it just yanks you. Okay. So Uranus will be like, hey girl, let's do this, right? But I love the sun with Uranus because there's an amazing download that can come to you. It's like, to me, when I think the sun and Uranus, is the word eureka. So we can have some eureka moments at that time. And it could be eureka about something you're looking to manifest. It could be something that comes to you around the new moon intentions that you set, because it's in Taurus. And then we're going to have Venus sextile Saturn right here. I love that. I love Venus sextile Saturn because it's very similar to what I talked about here with the sun sextile Saturn. It's a day where it's kind of like if there's a lot to get done. I tell you what, next Sunday through Tuesday, we could be very productive. And you'll love it. It's like, all this hard work I have to do. I love it, right? Um, so yeah, Venus sextile Saturn, definitely sort of like this energy of working hard and loving it. And there's definitely something around you can manifest. And Venus with Saturn is this energy. Um, I want to say, I think that this is sort of like an energy where we can really step into our worth and our value. It's kind of like owning that part of you that is this inner strength, and you can really own it, and it makes you feel good about yourself. It makes you feel worthy and valued. Um, I just kind of think that some of us will have a miracle of some sort happen within the next week. I really do. Starting today into the next week. So, are you open to receive a miracle? I would love to hear that. I would love to hear that. Okay, let me see here. Uma Bean says, I wasn't operating in my manifesting generator energy, pushing instead of responding. I struggle with the make it happen. I'm supposed to let it flow. You know, I get it. Man, do I get that, Uma Bean. I get it. Have you listened to Daisy's and you already know human design, the Uma Bean mentioned manifesting generator. So if you don't know human design, that's something that I think would be good to know. Um, look into it. But Daisy talked about that. We talked about how flowing is a part of, and being more easy about things really and truly kind of like draws things to us more easily. So that's a very good point, though. That's a really, really good point. So you're welcome. Let's just go on ahead, and I think I'm going to stop there. I think I'm going to stop there. Yeah, because we'll have Mercury and Taurus to talk about next week. So Mercury is going to be finishing up its time in Aries. I'm ready. I'm kind of ready for Mercury to move on. I'm kind of ready for Mercury to move on. I just Aries is a sign where you can have a lot of accidents, and it. I just have been dropping stuff here lately. I'm like, it's just the ish show up in here. It's like I'm knocking stuff over or whatever because Aries moves so fast. It's so fast. It's so fast. And so sometimes when we are in this Aries energy, we're moving so fast and stuff is getting knocked over, knocked down. Accidents are happening, like getting poked by stuff, burned, that kind of thing. So, yeah, I'm excited about that. Mercury moving into Taurus, but maybe we'll have a little bit more things slowed down. All right. All right. Keita May wrote, patience and detachment. I love those words. Yes. That's really good. Patience and detachment. Really, really good. Okay. So, oh, yeah, that's right. I said I was going to do a mindfulness. Let's just do mindfulness really quickly. And then we're going to do our oracle reading. I probably should have started out with mindfulness, but I haven't been doing it here lately. I'm going to take this down. So don't forget to let us all know. What are you drinking, Keita May? I'm drinking sparkling water this morning. What are you drinking? And let's see here. I just like pulling this up to let people know what we're doing. We're going to go into our mindfulness practice, and then we will go into our oracle reading. So this morning I decided to do the filling your cup meditation because I just think that, that's what Taurus is all about. It's this energy of filling your cup, feeling feeling that inner abundance, feeling like you have access to your inner resources, and also connecting us more with peace and gratitude. Gratitude is so, so important when it comes to actually, to me, overall well-being. I actually love having a gratitude practice because it makes me feel good in my body, my mind, my spirit, my emotions. I believe that it is an essential part to our healthcare. So just if you would, go on ahead and close your eyes or lower your gaze just to limit visual distraction, and just begin to allow yourself to take some deep breaths, long, slow, deep breath in and a long, slow, deep breath out, and allowing yourself to clear your mind. Though the idea isn't to rid your mind of all thought, but just to encourage a smooth flow of breathing in and exhaling, setting an intention to bring peace to the mind. One of the things we love about our mindfulness practice is it is not about being perfect. Our mindfulness practice is about just being present. So you don't have to overthink. If you find yourself wandering off in your mind, you can just bring your attention back to your breath, bring your attention back to my voice. Just continuing to take nice deep breaths in and out, releasing stress, releasing anxiety, bringing your mind, your attention fully present to this now moment. Beautiful. Taking another deep breath in. And as you exhale, just bring all of your attention within. Noticing your breath. Keep with that breathing. Take time to notice how you feel in your body. And it's this feeling of sinking deeper and deeper inside of your own self, with the outer world disappearing. And as the outside world disappears, a new one slowly appears around you. Just different shapes, different colors come into view. Slowly brightening and sharpening as you look around, and ooh, you find yourself in a lush garden surrounded by bright green bushes, beautiful statues, vibrant plants and flowers, so Taurus-like. Just taking a few moments to look around, taking in your new surroundings as you are the creatrix here. Dig deeply into your imagination and paint this scene, letting your creative juices flow. Beautiful. Just feel the soft green grass beneath your feet. Hear the birds flutter and sing in the trees. Breathe in the fresh, crisp air. Just make it real, sister. Beautiful. And just now, go on ahead and start slowly walking forward. And you're going to notice a path before you. On this path, there are smooth stones and they're glistening in the sunlight. Just step on the path and continue to walk forward. And just be curious about where it leads. We don't have to exactly know. It's your inner world, it's safe there. And with each step, you notice that you're becoming more and more relaxed. Just peacefully following this gently winding path, you begin to hear trickling water and you find yourself before a great stone fountain. Just visualize it, notice all the details, the curves, the color of the water, just streaming, the water splashing. Mm. And you know that the water in this fountain is here to refresh you. And you eagerly cup your hands and dip them into the flow, bringing your hands to your lips. Just sip that water, drinking every last drop. It's so refreshing. And you feel overwhelmingly grateful for this water, a deep appreciation you have never felt before. So thankful for this healing and this rejuvenation. Thankful for the opportunity to give your body what it needs. One more cup. Cup your hands, gather more water, and this time drink even more slowly as you continue to express gratitude for this experience. So, this fountain inspires you to appreciate the gifts in your life. This fountain never goes dry. So, as long as you keep gratitude alive in your heart, this fountain is there. Just feel the water flowing through your body, inspiring even more gratitude to arise within you. So, this is what I want you to imagine. Imagine the water that flows from this fountain touching everything in the garden, nourishing it, seeping down into the soil, traveling up the roots of every plant, flower. There's water for the birds, small animals. Just notice the way the water invigorates these living things, the way it invigorates your body. The grass beneath your feet is supple. The trees above you are strong, their leaves glistening in the sun. Just filling your hands, you fill your own cup of gratitude. Just expressing thanks along with all the living things around you. You know there's enough for everyone, and you are always welcome to come here to this peaceful sanctuary to fill your cup, for abundance lies within you. But anytime you've forgotten to appreciate the very essence of life, you're called here to bask in this divine experience of receiving and expressing gratitude. So, this is what I want you to do right now. Just bring to mind all the areas of your life that you can use a sprinkling of gratitude and hold them in your mind's eye as you breathe easily and hold the water in your cup palms once more. So, what I want you to do is just gratefully pour the sacred water on these areas of your life where there's any stagnancies. It could be in your home, work, relationships, health, wherever it is, whatever's coming up for you, just allow the water to heal and rejuvenate these areas too. Mm. And I want you to envision your life perking up and blossoming with renewed energy. Mhm. For appreciation flows effortlessly from you, as effortlessly as the gentle water flowing from the fountain. Just take a few breaths, breathing easily. Simply enjoy your time in this garden for the next few moments, feeling peaceful and relaxed. Okay, sister, now it's time to bid the garden goodbye. Once more, expressing thanks for this experience, and then slowly following the pebble path back to the beginning. Allow the garden to fade from view with your next inhale and exhale. And your current surroundings begin to materialize as you inhale deeply, opening your eyes. And always remember that you can return to this garden whenever you would like to fill your cup with gratitude. Mm, yeah. Woo. That's why I chose that one. It's so Taurus, so appropriate. It felt so good. Tell me how that felt for you to bring that appreciation and gratitude to areas of my life where that could use some. Mm-mm-mm. So grateful for you all for sure. Hmm. Going back to talking about Daisy, Mystic Storm, one of our speakers in the audio summit. I love Daisy's segment. It helped me put things into perspective about creating, which tied into the Empress in Tarot. All right, come on, Mystic Storm. Come on. Let's make this connection with me being a generator in human design. This explains why you and I are always like this, because I'm a generator. Keto May, my kryptonite, Red Bull. Oh my gosh. Red Bull is my kryptonite for real. It makes me go straight to sleep. I used it too much at one point and I'm just like, man, if you want me to go to sleep, give me a Red Bull. Oh, I'm so happy to hear that, Giant Man. Yay. Yes. I feel Yemoja too. Yes. Oh, beautiful, JL Hutch. Very moving and much needed. You're so welcome. And Keita May is out working in the garden, literally. Awesome. Azizi, meditation felt great, needed in health, home, and relationships. Ashe, oh mama. And it is so, it's there. That felt rejuvenating. Thank you so much. Yeah, I love that one. I'm like, wow. Every time I do it, it just, ah, and interestingly, it brought in that garden, that lush garden, and then the water in the fountain. This is how, the universe works. I'm going to refer to the great mother. I'm just like so I just want to be communing with the great mother mode right now. It's just the great mother just be doing what she be doing because we have all this energy going on with Taurus, like the sun in Taurus, Saturn in Pisces. So bringing in that earth water element together, amazing. Wow. Yes. Azizi's Omo Yemanja like me. So yeah, I'm feeling it too. Ooh, you got your tea, oolong tea. Love that, Azizi. Kita same, but being that I am actually doing work, I'm not tired. Well, you can handle it at this point, Kita May. It largely became me and my hormones going through perimenopause, I think. I drink it for the taste because it sure doesn't give me wings. All day. Yes, the great mother. Yeah, yesterday I had my first cacao ceremony. I've heard so many people talk about it. Daisy talks about drinking cacao daily. I found it fascinating, but never really took time to learn about it until recently within Sistership Circle. One of the bonuses that we offered the sisters was, helping us to understand cacao, using ceremonial cacao. And the lady who I ordered it from, she calls it mama cacao. I'm sure other people do too. It's not just me, but she calls it mama cacao. So I did my first cacao ceremony yesterday. And as soon as I started drinking it, I was just like, me and the great mother. I turned on all this Yemo Ja music. And I was just like, all I want to do is just be caught up in the goddess. There's these I call it it's called kirtan music. I started listening to kirtan and I was like, Jai Ma, Jai Durga, Ma Durga. It's just like all this energy of the goddess. So yeah, all day long, all day long. Here's another one of the speakers, Deborah by Marie. Deborah by Marie. I love Denise talk on incorporating the elements. Their elements are truly inside and outside of us. Now, I'm going to tell you what I took from that when she gave us the plan. I was like, okay, so if I'm planning something, how do we do it? And she was like, take what you want to do, put it in the middle, and then you're going to use all the elements to see, what do you need to do from the perspective of each element. And for me, it was as much as I get done, I have moved away from my at night writing down what I'm going to do the next day. That is so helpful because she talked about Earth being that part where we're planning. And so y'all already know I'm a Pisces. I got Saturn here. Saturn is like, get your life together, Tyra Omila Day. Okay. So I was like, okay, that's how I'm going to bring this earth element in. A need, that was some ingenious wisdom right there from a need. So yeah, I already mentioned you, Deborah by Marie, with beautifying this morning when I came on. I was like, okay, let me represent Heharu. Okay. Going to the lake, Yemaya energy to read the push about difficulties with motherhood. Okay, beautiful. Oh, that's really good right there, ZZ. That's aligned. Uh, uh, Cacao, I would say tastes like if you take cocoa and put it in water and drink it with no sugar, no milk, nothing. I don't drink a lot of sugar, and this is ceremonial grade. I don't really know the difference. But it's ceremonial grade. And I heard Tanya, the CEO of Sistership Circle, saying, "Oh, I forgot how impactful ceremonial grade cacao is." So it's ceremonial grade. I put just a little teaspoon of turbinado sugar in it when I first tasted it, but I probably won't use any sugar. So if you're good with stuff not having sugar in it, and it is bitter. I had to brush my tongue afterwards. I was like, this is just too much bitterness for me to just be walking around with it too much. But this morning I was like, well, I don't know if I'm going to do the cacao this morning, just because I have to be cautious with everything that I take in. But maybe about 15 minutes before I was supposed to go live, I was like, I feel like that cacao is calling me. So I'll be drinking some afterwards because you're supposed to be very intentional and mindful with it. And it feels almost like my mindfulness practice. It's something to help bring me in the present moment. The cacao is, according to who I got it from, it's to help bring about maybe gentle change. But she talked about this energy of feeling nourished. And, you know, I'm honest about my truth. Even at 54, I still cry for my mama. I do. As a matter of fact, my mama died 27 years ago today. That's why I was so it was like, wow, Carl is here this morning, my younger brother. I was like, okay, that's my mama. Just let me know everything is okay. Because 27 years ago today, my mother passed. And then, it's like all this output that I've had around the audio summit. And so yesterday, when I read that it's like feeling wrapped up in a blanket and feeling nourished. That's something, the older we get, it kind of is hard for us to feel that because we are the ones that are holding up, the younger ones and supporting everybody. It's hard to feel nourished, like somebody's just wrapping you up, like, I just love you and I just want to stroke you and, love on you like a mama does, right? And some people's moms are still here, at 54, a per- in my generation, mama could still totally be here. But for me, with my mom having been gone so long, I was just like, I'm drinking this cacao. I think I did use a little bit too much. But I'm telling y'all, I really did just yesterday feel so much better. And I thought this might be why I eat a little bit of dark chocolate every day. After I eat the dark chocolate, it's just like everything feels okay. And I get it at like, when you buy that chocolate at like 70 plus cacao, it ain't super sweet. So if you can do that dark chocolate, you can do the cacao. And her advice was to wean yourself off of needing to add anything to it. Just you wanna just drink it straight. I kind of see why, to be honest with you, but it is a harsh taste. It is. Ashe, um, hold on. I actually want to invite this, lady. I wanna invite her, Judith Duran Yoga. I'm gonna give y'all her Instagram handle. I said I wanted to ask her if she would be in the next audio summit. It's at Judith Duran Yoga. Judith Duran Yoga. Oh, here it is right here. Or www.juditduran. I think she's from South America, Central America, something like that. I think this one is out of Honduras. Ecuador, excuse me, Ecuador. So did y'all see that? Okay. Jaimin is saying Mama Cacao is so gentle and so sweet. Love cacao. And it's so funny. Yesterday, I was thinking about ayahuasca. And I was like, I'm for ayahuasca, and I want to bring somebody into a audio summit where we're talking about ayahuasca because I see what ayahuasca has done for so many people. But yesterday I was thinking, but I'm not really called to do ayahuasca. And so far, I've not heard Mama Ayahuasca call me. And then when I sat down and started reading about this cacao, I was like, oh, but Mama Cacao done called me. And that's how I feel. It's like this morning when I woke up, it was just this pull, like, hey, come and get you some cacao, baby. Come and get you some cacao. I'll be drinking my cacao after this. Okay, so John has experience. Mama Cacao will definitely call you. I was working with cacao for a little minute last year. Yeah. Ibashe Mama. Thank you, Azizi. Thank you so much. Me and Jess. We are rolling, aren't we, Jess? My heart goes out to you. Today is your dad's second year date of being on the other side. Bless you and your mama. I'm feeling very tender these past few days leading up. Yeah. Yeah. It's always different now that I'm a little bit older. I don't all the time know. We're gonna use this one. I don't all the time know what it's gonna be like. Thankfully, this time, for whatever reason, maybe because I found Mama Cacao, I'm feeling pretty good. I do still have this longing for my mom. I kind of feel like, and I'm getting ready to do the reading. Let me move on to, let me put this up. It helps me to know when I'm adding timestamps to the video. But yeah, there's still, kind of feel like I paused my grief for my mom after I had my children, and then it just picked back up or something. It feels weird. I don't understand it, but at this point, I'm just going with it. And most days I'm good. Most days I'm good. But yeah, yeah. I was kind of happy to be on here this morning. So I'm with you all. And I got Mama Cacao. My mother's like, you're provided for. And Carl showed up. You're provided for, Tyra. Let's do an oracle reading. Big hugs to you though, Jess. Big hugs. Okay, for the next week, I'm using my Mythical Goddess Tarot deck. which is based on, I'm intrigued with tarot after hearing Morgan talk about it now. Okay, so we got something from the major arcana, something from the minor arcana, and the last one is, oh, I had too many cards. Oh, here it is. Whoa, maybe I should have, um, maybe I should have reshuffled these cards. We got two major arcanas and one minor. Okay, so we're going to do a 3-card spread. We're going to do a 3-card spread. Yes. I'm going to come right back to that Uma Bean. Okay. So we're going to do the Yoni spread. Okay. So this is the situation as it really exists beyond appearances. So is there something maybe that's going on for you this week that you can think about? I can't think of anything right now because my brain is just not turned on like that. But let's see. I love that this is the Earth. It's an Earth card, which very much matches what we got going on. It's the Child card. So the name of this card is called Design. So let's see what it says. It says the child of Earth sits under the shade of a mother oak tree. She holds an acorn seed that, like herself, carries the inherent design of the form to come. Interesting. All possibilities lie within this child for the eventual creative birth of form and the spiritual rebirth of humankind. Pure potential, the template of perfection, dwells within her being. I really do see how this is related to this week. It goes back to when we talked about the sun and Saturn. So it's kind of like, where's the blueprint within? Everything exists, in blueprint form first. I'll say it that way. This Earth Child, everything exists in blueprint form first. And so once we access that blueprint, and I want to take this to my talk, which was about the subconscious mind. Okay. When we think that it's this conscious thinking that we need to be doing, our conscious mind is important, is how we interact with the world. But the ultimate is accessing the wisdom of the subconscious mind, which holds the blueprint. Okay. So that's where all the stuff in this acorn is within that subconscious mind. Okay. The Earth Child is a reminder of the perfect design that is within you. Isn't that beautiful? Let your emotions and thoughts hold the highest frequency of who you are, letting your very DNA shift to release old patterns and vibrate with the original blueprint of creation. All right. See through the eyes of this beautiful child and know that all opportunities are present in each moment to create a life anew in alignment with the inherent design of your divine essence. See through the eyes of this beautiful child and know that all opportunities are present in each moment to create your life anew. And this life that's anew is in alignment with the inherent design of your divine essence. And that's one thing that this Taurus moon is all about. There's something inherent within you. It is your divine essence. There's nothing you can do to add to it. Nothing and nobody, nothing that has happened to you, no matter how many times people have told you it's wrong, it cannot be, the value of it can't be taken away. And when we begin to align with this divine essence that lies within us, this is where our confidence comes from. This is where our authenticity comes from. This is where presence comes from. I was thinking about when I was cutting grass yesterday, how whenever we have an identity, it's important for us to ask ourselves, do I really believe this identity of greatness? And the way to measure whether or not you actually are stepping into that identity of greatness is when you show up in a room, you don't waver. You don't change who you are. You don't do anything different. You just show up and you're you. Anything that makes you want to deviate from showing up in this authentic self of you, like who you really are, that's the thing that you want to be looking at. Like, well, why am I thinking that way? Why would I like dim myself? The truth of who and what I am. Why would I do that? Because that's not who I am. And it could be somebody has said something to you, or you had a something happened to you in the past and it dinged you in a way where you're like, oh, I'm less than. Or sometimes we even feel like, well, why didn't I protect myself? Half the time we couldn't even do it, right? Because a lot of what creates the ding is something that happened in childhood when we were dependent on so many people around us, right? So it's like we have to become present to anything that's making us shift from our truth. And that's the thing that I want you, but first, before we can even acknowledge that, we've got to begin to touch that divine essence within us. Okay. And that divine essence holds the blueprint, it holds the path forward. It is when we see people who just have this deep trust in life, it is because they have access that blueprint within them, or they have access that divine essence with them, and that divine essence holds the blueprint. Okay. So that is something I think is really important for us over this next week. Tap into the truth of who and what you are, even if you're just doing it in your own just within your own private space. Like sometimes we have to even, that's why we have spiritual practices, because we have to practice it just within our own space by ourselves. Sometimes I tell myself, nobody is seeing what you're doing. I want you to, walk around, stretch your stuff like Het Haru would tell us to do. The goddess Het Haru. Walk around, stretch your stuff, be full out. Nobody's watching. No one is here but you and the spirits. So just practice it. And then once we practice it here, we can begin to take it out more into the world. And it's like, well, I know how to do this. And when something bumps up and it's like, who do you think you are to be showing up like that? It's kind of like, well, who do I think I am? Well, I mean, I'm just me, baby. You know those kind of people who are just like, I just show up and I'm just me. And they're unapologetic about it. They've practiced it. They are very used to who they are. And they also, one last little bit I want to just put out there is people who can embrace the things about them that are their weaknesses. And I put that, perceived weaknesses, they will show up in the room like, I'm just showing up and I'm just me. And when that blueprint is coming down, going back to Morgan's talk, when we talked in Morgan's session or her interview, we talked about how sometimes the soul is saying, hey, you have been chosen to be a leader in this way. You have been chosen to do this new thing that is great. It is awesome in your life. And what do many of us do? Not me. Who am I? Not me. Right? So we have to begin to say, you know what? I'm going to do it. We want to access the blueprint and we want to put it into play, into motion, even in the midst of so many perceived flaws and deficits and all of that kind of good stuff. All right. So, Uma Bean holding space for the nurturing that is coming through the ancestors and ceremonies, rituals. Aho. Ooh, that's a good one. Yes. The more respect for the plant medicine, the deeper the revelation from it. Okay. I like that, Uma Bean. And that's what Judith was saying in all the materials that she sent. Um, if anyone buys from her, there's a little section where you can put, like, is there any message you want to give her? Just make sure you let her know Tyra from Goddess Body Mind Spirit sent you. She won't know me, but I want there to be a pattern. Anywho, that's what she was talking about. That, like be in reverence of the plant medicine. And yesterday was such a good and healing day. I have awakened today feeling better than I have felt in several weeks. So wow, yes. Yay, glad that you are vibing with me, Sister Jaimin. Okay. Woo! All right, that's kind of big for this next week. Okay. So here we have Aditi, the great void. So in this particular spread, This card is, the course of action spirit suggests. So, what do we need to do this week in order to connect with this blueprint? We need to do a DT. Now, this is that major arcana that Morgan taught us about for those who didn't know about tarot. So, her element is the ether. Her element is the ether. So, she is the Hindu mother of all gods and goddesses. She is the great womb and the primordial abyss that precedes creation. So definitely, I think Aditi can help us get in touch with these blueprints that we need to be getting in touch with. It says here, from the ultimate void, she gave birth to the stars and planets, pure divinity. Excuse me. Yes, pure divinity. Aditi existed before time as the infinity of mother space. All creation is conceived and born from the fertile void of her emptiness. Aditi is the mother of all. So here we on here talking about the mother today. Okay, wow. Her womb holds the totality of creation yet unborn. Vast and limitless with all the possibilities to come, she is the great mystery that dwells in the ethers, who fulfills every desire and nourishes all life. Okay, I'm so curious. What are you telling here to tell us? It says the DT comes during the times of the great void that precede transition. Okay. So there's some transition coming. And so this is the void that is happening that we're going to experience over this next week. She is the emptiness that must be acknowledged when the way before you is dark and unclear, helping you to face the unknown with surety and without fear. Aditi allows you to see the results of your actions before acting, to use the fertile seed times to gain new perspective and access fresh ideas. I want to say this again. Aditi allows you to see the result of your actions before acting. So there's something about that we want to open ourselves up to. Like the way I work with the goddesses is I just say, okay, Aditi, tell me, let me see, show me. And it might be something on YouTube. I see somebody who's doing something similar to what I'm focusing on. And that is the message that is coming through. Like, I want you to see what this person got, and you'll see what lies ahead for you. Could be a vision, could be a dream, could be some ingenious download that we talked about is possible with the sun and Uranus. So, whoa. Um, she allows you to use the fertile seed times to gain new perspective and access fresh ideas. This so aligns with this new moon energy and this crescent moon energy that we're in. Aditi holds all possibilities for your future, which becomes clearer through self-reflection and understanding. Before your world is manifested, Aditi brings all possibilities to you for creating the world of substance to come. This is one of those cards where I would say it's kind of like woo-woo. This is what separates those of us who are like, you know what? I know there's something spiritual out there going on, and I'm going to go into the ethers. Before I take action, I'm going into the spiritual space, and I'm going to connect with that energy first, right? It separates us from those who are just like, just being logical, y'all, just being logical. And I don't think people exactly have to be woo woo and super spiritual, but just have a willingness to kind of trust like the inner gut and the hunch, to kind of allow things to happen. Because we live in a world that is very logical, rational, reason. It's like we're going to use our logic, our rational thought, reason. And those have a place. But when we're dealing with something like Aditi, what she's asking for us to do is actually defy logic and reason and to open ourselves up to the ethers. It's kind of like we can see the I think about also the Akashic records. We all have our own inner Akashic records. We have the greater Akashic records. And I want you to consider there's like this energetic universal library that we all have access to. And I want y'all to think about since we're talking about the sun with Uranus, I want you to think about Tesla, the real Tesla, not the car, the person who the car is named after. What's his first name? I can't remember. I need to pull it up. Tesla, when I remember when I was studying about Tesla, Tesla lived in a different dimension. So it's kind of like we allow ourselves to be so connected to this other dimension that we can channel something that's just completely and totally ingenious. It happens every day, but we want to be more intentional about it over this next week. So I want you to open yourself up to it. We're gonna call in Tesla this morning. I want you to open yourself up to a Tesla moment over this next week. Allow a DT to channel that. Like, when I just think about him and the electricity, and like this man had no fear of electricity, and how today I talk to you because Tesla was totally tuned into the Aditi energy of the universe to learn how to get electricity to be flowing, through the lines, the power lines into our homes. We got this internet thing going on now. It's amazing. It's amazing, and this is the kinda energy that we have the opportunity to work with over the next week. Mhm. Can you believe before you see instead of waiting to see before believing? See, this is why I love hanging out with Deborah Bamarie, the wise woman. That is so perfect. We need to turn this in a graphic for you. Can you believe before you see instead of waiting to see before believing? This is what a DT is calling us to do over this next week. There we go. Nikola. Yes, Nikola. Thank y'all. Nikola Tesla, my dude. Yeah, we want to open ourselves up because Nikola Tesla definitely saw and believed. He believed before he could see it, and he really had this thing inside of him that was like, "No, I'm gonna do this." And it seemed like there was some event that was happening, and everyone was kind of like, "I don't think he can do it," like I told y'all. There's so many things that happen like, "I don't think you can do it." And it'll be in your own head, but it might be somebody else said it to you, right? But then we just keep repeating it because it builds in safety is really what all the limiting beliefs are about. Something it kind of like gets set up in us and it kind of keeps us safe, right? And so we have to kind of do something about it when we want something new. Um, but yeah, everyone was telling Nicola, you can't do this. And there was some big event that was happening, and he got all this electricity flowing for this party or this event or something like that. And wow, we live in these kinds of times right now, y'all, with all of this Uranus energy. Jupiter just met Uranus, Pluto in Aquarius, even Jupiter going into Gemini at the end or closer to the end of the month is really and truly this time of like, can you like, it's just going to be like so much progress, technology. It's bringing something from nothing and making it into something like through the power of the mental faculty. So, whew, what are y'all going to do with that over this next week? That's a lot. So let's get our third card. So let's see what our outcome is going to be. Are y'all ready? I don't know if I'm ready for this one right here. What is our outcome? Kali. Kali. Y'all remember Shannon talked about Kali. Wasn't it Shannon that mentioned Kali? Okay, so Kali is the outcome. The name of this card is Death. I don't know why it's this. We're going to have to talk about it next week, y'all. Wow. Whew. Okay. So it says Kali, the fierce ancient Hindu goddess, is the very power of death and resurrection. She devours time and transcends all form. She brings massive and total transition. Kali is the dancing goddess who has the power to destroy all life and yet is the liberated deity who is free from all attachment to form. To me, that is important. Free from all attachment to form, liberated. Kali's uncontrollable force of destruction heralds massive and often sudden transformation, bringing ultimate freedom from the human condition. Whoa. Her red tongue consumes all, and the lifeless heads that adorn her symbolize the destruction. What are we going to destroy? Or what's going to get destroyed? The outcome. The destruction of ignorance. And this is what it's the beginning of wisdom. All right. The severed head in her hand symbolizes the disconnect from what? False knowledge and illusion that result from addiction to the world of form. So there's definitely something over this next week that we're going to get liberated from, right? We're going to get liberated from ignorance and we're going to step into wisdom. We're going to disconnect from false knowledge and illusion and step into truth. Kali assists you in facing your fear and pain and your fear of pain and loss, that you may be free to receive her protection and move forward. And so what I see in that is, in order for you to step into something new in your life, you have to let something go. So I'm assuming over this next week, we all will have let something go. Maybe what we see that a DT is giving to us is like, okay, this is who you need to be in order to manifest this. And in order to do that, it's kind of like, what do you need to release? What do you need to let go of? And then you will be able to move forward. So during times in your life when it seems your world is coming to an end, Kali provides the constant reassurance that through the Scorpio cycles of death and destruction of outmoded form, rebirth comes. Through the shedding of what no longer serves you comes ultimate freedom. Through the shedding of what no longer serves you comes the ultimate freedom. Man, Kali is like, oh yeah. I'm like, oh my God. So the reason I think this one is so on point is because Taurus is opposite Scorpio. So maybe over this next week, the main thing we're going to be working on is actually seeing through a DT and, doing a lot of inner work, doing a lot of transformation, releasing, purging, letting go of something. I think we are going to do it because this is the outcome. Kali is the outcome. So we are going to release and let something go. I totally believe all of us are going to show up next week like, girl, this is what I let go of the next week. So one thing I want to share with you all, I'll never forget, I heard my husband preach a sermon one time that was talking about some scripture in the Bible where it was a parable and there was these pruning of the trees or something like that. And I remember from the sermon, I took this thought away. Prune thyself lest you be pruned. I don't remember everything he said, but that's what I took from the sermon. And so it's kind of like, what needs to be pruned in your life? These are the things that I think if you take the action and going ahead and prune yourself, just going ahead and say, I'm giving this up. This is no longer for the version of myself that is going to manifest whatever it is you're looking to manifest. This cannot come with me. I have had that happening over the last several days. It's kind of like, launching this audio summit. I'm just being transparent. It feels like an up level. I mean, I've wanted to do it for years. I wanted to do a summit for years. Let me take a quick sip. I've wanted to do a summit for years, and they just look so big and overwhelming. And then I found this system, this micro audio summit in December. And even since December, it was like I was so resistant to doing it it felt so big. It felt like so much work. And so to actually see it launch, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I just started feeling like this energy of like I've taken myself to a new level, and I could feel these thoughts in me like, I don't know if this is going to work. I don't know if anybody's going to sign up. I don't really know. It was just all this doubt and just these voices inside of me that were pretty much like, I just want to keep you safe. This feels unsafe because you're outside of your comfort zone. And at first, I didn't know what was going on. I just felt tortured. And then I was like, okay, I can see something is happening. And in order for me to go on ahead and just do this audio summit, do everything that I need to do. I'll give you another example. On Monday, I really and truly wanted to kind of rest and relax. And then I was like, oh my gosh, I need to send out the newsletter, which is not odd, but I for sure needed to send out the newsletter because we had the new moon yesterday. And then I was like, and I need to make sure everybody has seen that we had the summit. And sometimes when I do my newsletters, it's kind of like, I don't know what I need to create because I wait till the last minute. I don't know what I need to create until I'm starting to create this newsletter. And it could take hours to create it because I'm not just writing a newsletter. It's like, oh, I've got to do this before I can put this in the newsletter. Oh, let me send this to you all. This was in my newsletter. Because I was like, I'm not putting a lot in here because I've already talked about this new moon. Uh, And so I decided I'm going to send out some Beltane rituals. But in order for me to actually send this out in my newsletter, I had to create the blog. I had to create the blog post. Like, oh my gosh. I was so exhausted after doing all of that creation or whatever. But it was just like, I'm willing to do it. I'm willing to feel this discomfort. I'm willing to push myself the way I need to in order to get this newsletter out the way I got standards to get it out the way that I want it out. So there is the blog post if you want to see these rituals for Beltane. Beltane is not over. We had the kickoff of Beltane. What was that? I think it was around the 30th or something like that. No, May 1st. We had the kickoff of Beltane, but we're still in the Beltane season. So that's why I wanted to give you these Beltane rituals. They go so nicely with the new moon or whatever. But yeah, in order to get to where I wanted to go, I had to let go of some limiting beliefs. I had to let go of all these voices in my head that were just like screaming to turn around. Don't keep doing this, Tirra. It's not going to work. What is it for you? What is it for you? Okay, let me go back and see what y'all are talking about. See, Kylie, she be bringing up the conversation. Powerful goddess energy is giving, put it out there and have no attachments to what can manifest. Exactly. Giving something will go away to make space for a huge blessing. I actually told somebody that recently. When you make space for something to come in, more than likely it's gonna come in. Especially when you make space for it and you're just like, okay, here's the space. It's open. Yes. Oh yeah, energy, transformation queen. Saturn energy, primordial feminine energy. Love this reading. Yes, powerful. I love that. Kali Oya is the outcome. Beautiful reading. Of course, Mystic Storm is going to say that because Mystic Storm be rolling with Kali and Oya. Yes, wow. Azizi, this is right on time, facing a major transition in my life, moving to a new place. Wow, Azizi, I'm happy for you. Purchasing a new car within 6 months. Been running from the work needed to do something different, better. I'm excited for you, Azizi. It's working in your favor. Everything is working. Be sure to download the hypnosis track and listen to it. Okay. Listen to that. Go and download everybody's freebie in the summit. Actually, not just mine. Download everybody's freebie. Let's see here. Morgan gave out a guide. Oh, no, I can go to that page. Hold on one second. I know Morgan gave out a guide about, she gave out a guide that is around sacred tarot practices. Daisy has an email that is about 5 alignment strategies. So, that actually really matches this reading too. Are we aligned, right? Are we aligned? Are we taking aligned action? Uma Bean mentioned she knows that she's a manifesting generator. And when you are a manifesting generator, there's a certain way that when you align yourself with your own energy, it makes manifestation easier. Shannon has a life path reading. Deborah by Marie has a ebook. It's called Radiant You Self-Esteem Journey. And don't we need that when it comes to being open to calling something new in? Anid has the Soul Star Chakra Reiki webinar. And of course, I put in Taurus New Moon goodies. Everything everyone gave is so good. So it's going to enhance everything that you learn about in their talks. So be sure you go on download and listen to some of those. It's going to really support you, Azizi, okay? Okay, we got some moves going on. New job. This reading, time to let go and grow. I like that. I like that, Jess. Time to let go and grow. Mystic storm. This is confirmation for me along with the storms coming in. That is so true. This is a powerful time. Thank you. You're welcome. Yeah, we have some storms coming through um, Middle Tennessee today. Pruning as we speak. It's such cleansing for me. Keita May is in her garden, literally pruning. And that could really reflect the pruning, the spiritual pruning. That's interesting. Yeah, go out and prune something. If you have a bush, you can go prune, or maybe you have a plant in your home that needs pruning. Prune it and make it a ritual. It's representing you pruning yourself, you releasing and letting go of something within you. Oh, thank you, Azizi. Oh, I really appreciate you saying that because I know you've seen me for quite a while. Azizi's been here since the beginning, pretty much. Ooh, yes. I'm glad to see everybody's excited about this Kali Ma Oya energy. I had a moment, this is Jaimin. I had a moment last week where I was so tired, but it took some steps. No, but I took some steps toward my goals and it's paying off. Yay! Happy to have you here today. Thank you, Uma Bean. Oh, yes. Okay, good. I'm glad my transparency is growing. You all helping y'all to grow because let me tell y'all something. Before I had this phase of my business, the one thing I knew is I'm just going to tell the truth. I'm going to tell the truth about what's going on with me. Mm. So for Mystic Storm, for me, it's transforming behavioral codes to reflect what I know to be true. I love that. So make sure you let us know how it goes over the next week. Okay. Good. Yes. Best of luck, Azizi. Okay. So what is Deborah releasing? For me, releasing old stories because they do not fit the me I am choosing. Come on now. To me, that is one of the best um, activities, I guess you could say, or rituals, or the work that we can do is looking at what story are we telling ourselves. And that kind of goes back to what I was saying earlier. If I am saying that this is who I am, and then something causes me to not be that, then it's kind of like, okay, wait a minute, I got to get my story straight. I really got to make sure that the version of myself that I say I am, even if it's something that I'm growing into, the version of who I am as I am today, this thing does not waver. It does not change. It does not shift based on the room that I'm in. No, the room that I'm in, this is who I am. It's just what I have found when it's what is my newfound source of confidence. is just not drilling, grounding and rooting into myself. Like, I know this about me to be true. This. And even with these flaws over here, I can even see how my flaws are actually a part of my greatness. I can see how my flaws don't, it's a reflection of I live a glorious human life. That's what to have flaws is about. It's like, dang, I'm human. And this is what it means to be human. To err is to be human. It's just how it is. We're going to have things about ourselves that it's like, I don't know why I can't get this together. Oh, mm, I'm human, right? It's going to be things that we think about. Oh, I messed up this and I messed up that. You know why? Because I'm a human. If the divine actually really wanted us to come and operate from this place of greatness and just knowing everything, then the divine would have created a different reality. The divine created this it's a veil. We have all of this powerful spiritual wisdom within us. We have the power of the ancestors, the power of the gods and the goddesses within us. We have all power within us. We are ever presently connected to the divine consciousness, always. But in human form, part of the design to be human is to not to be able to just all the time see it and know all of this, to be able to understand the truth. We come here and we start thinking we're this name, Azizi, Mystic, Jess, Uma. We come here and we just think, okay, this is who I am. I'm this flesh. It's built into the human experience. It's not meant for us to have a perfect life. And the sooner we can accept that and to realize, I want you to go back to our meditation. I want you to take stock of what good things have you done? You keep going down the checklist of how you done effed everything up, but I want to know, what have you done well? How many people said, you made my day today? How many people said, well, if it wasn't for you, I don't even really know how I would have survived this? How many people have said, my day is just better because I heard from you? Or maybe you've actually done something and you can go back and look at it. I want you to think about how many of us had so many wounds and we had such negative programming, but we still went, we got a degree, or we went into the military, we worked our way up in some, job, some company, some organization. We did it even with all of the stuff that was working against us as children. We made something of ourselves. We cared enough to at least try to be a decent human being. How many of us are just like, oh, poo-poo on that? It's like, no, you really need to go and see. You've done some great things in your life, especially when you think about from whence you came. And when we start standing on that, like, yeah, I create great things out of being flawed. Even if it seemed like other people had more opportunity, what I had, I made the most of it. There are people who were more resourced than me and my siblings, but we made the most of what we had, given where we came from. There are people who had less resources than my siblings. They made the most of what they had, given where they started. And I don't care about if you came from poverty and now you just bling blinging. If you came from poverty and you just living a decent middle class life, you know, if you middle class and your parents had to sacrifice for you to go to college, but you use that college degree in your version of a middle class life. If you're somebody who came from, whatever position, and now, baby, you bling blinging. I tell y'all, I mean, I have so many amazing women that just I get to see how, like, wow, it's you all. It's you all. We bad mama jammas. We are the dreams of the mothers that came before us. They they were like, "Oh, we're going to do our part in our day and age to make sure that the ones that come behind us have more freedom. We are the dreams of our ancestral mothers. And I want you to stand on that. All right? I want you to stand on that so that your story can include your flaws and can include your glory. Baby, we here showing up doing something new or whatever. And then we could just be like, all right, that part of myself is here who wants to talk me out of everything, who or it's these situations happening in my life that just want to anchor me, tether me is what I heard somebody use. I guess what? You getting ready to get in this car. You're not gonna drive, but you getting ready to go in this car and we're going in this new direction. That's just how we're gonna do it. Like, let's boss up in our own lives. Boss up in your own goddess life. All right. I love that. Love, love, love that. Yes. Preach, sis. Don't throw away your wins because you're not where you want to be yet. Oh, girl. Exactly. No way we're doing that. We're standing on those wins. We are standing on those wins. And some of the transformation some of us need to experience right now is a transformation in understanding I need to stop holding myself back. I need to give myself a few atta girls. Sometimes the transformation ain't this hardcore thing. Sometimes the transformation is, baby, can you have your own back? No matter what, that's what I got from just kind of hearing some of these voices. It's like I had to tell myself, no matter what, and I always know people will like what I put out, but I just had my moments. I'm being honest. And I'm like, do you like this summit, Tyra? Yes, I like this summit. Do you like this newsletter that you're putting out? I'll send the newsletter to myself before I send it out to everybody. And I look at it as if I didn't write it. And I'm like, yeah, this newsletter made me feel good when I looked at it. Then that's all that matters. Let the universe, let the mothers, let the ancestral mothers, and let your guides and your destiny, let all of that do the rest. Let it touch the sisters that it's supposed to touch, right? The only thing that matters is that you have your own freaking back in your destiny. Have your back in your destiny. Have your back when it comes to this new thing that you're going to do. Azizi's moving. Have your back, Azizi. You got this. I was talking to a sister and she was like, yeah, when it's time for men to do something, they're just like, all right, bet, let's do it. And we know there's always going to be, the exceptions of the ones that doubt themselves. But in general, men are programmed in the society. You just get to do whatever you want to do. I don't care what the ethnicity, race, nationality, nothing. Men have confidence because this is a world that affirms manhood, right? And I'm like, I remember years ago, I started looking at Craig and I'm like, Craig is teaching me how to show up in the world because he is showing up in this world. Well, first of all, Craig can't not be confident. This man was born to be confident. But yeah, he's just like, okay, this is what I want to do. I'm just going to do it. And we'll just figure it out. However it goes. I just know it's going to work out for me. I need us to be the same way. I don't know how this is going to work out. But you know what? It's going to work out. Just like what Jamin mentioned. When I just open that space to let the thing come in that I want to come in, then it's got a space to move into. If we let our thoughts sit there like, I'm not sure, I've messed up in the past. I don't know if this is going to work. And they're going to come up. Like, it's not that we don't see them come up. It's really a reflection of being outside of the comfort zone, right? But it's just kind of like, yeah, they're going to show up. And then it's like, but I got my back. I'm actually going to make this happen no matter what. And then we also know, because we're living the feminine lifestyle, we got a DT who is giving us a vision ahead of the action. We got this earth child that is saying, hey, the blueprint is there. We got the sun and Saturn saying, follow the plan. And then we got Kali Ma saying, in the end, transformation is on the way. That new thing, that who you need to become to manifest and possess the thing that you desire, she is on her way. So, Asheo. Woohoo! Let's see here. I feel like I want to do one other thing. Okay. No, 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 no. I have this over here. I haven't pulled from this affirmation deck in a minute. So we're going to wrap up today with an affirmation. Woo. Yeah, this is a big week for us. I thought it was like laid back, but the oracle was like the reason y'all have a lot of astrology is because we decided we were going to speak DT in Kali. Oh yeah. Oh, I love this. It goes with what we were talking about. I am proud. What are you proud of this week? I want you to walk in that all week long. I am proud. That is an affirmation. It says, I take deep pleasure in my own achievements. These are the things we want to remember. And this is how we have our own back. You remember when this thing came up, how good you did? That's what I want you to remind yourself of. Oh, yeah, that's right. I did do that. I'm so proud of myself. Sometimes we got to really have a lot of sessions with our own selves, little pep talks, Okay. All right, ladies. Thank y'all so much for being here. Again, I hope that y'all join the micro audio summit. Yeah, my mind is, I'm gonna have to get some sleep. There it is. The magic of spirituality for modern success. Join. Today is the last day to join. And yeah, I'll be back next week and we'll, have another circle. I really kind of wanted to talk about a happy pocket full of money, but we'll pick that back up next week as we continue in this rich energy of manifestation. Thank you all so much for being here. And yeah, I'll see y'all next week. Peace and love. I appreciate y'all.